as it unfolds in the Democratic Republic of Congo. As you know, we are now into the third week of the elections that have already started in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And as we have been saying, there are four main candidates that are actually pushing for the seat or the office of the president of the DRC. But as we have been saying, analyzing the situation right now, let's just say it right now that the president Felix Tshisekedi Fachi Beton happens to be the favorite to win this election by far. The people, all that the second person behind him is Martin Fayulu, and the third one is Mosito, and obviously Fayulu is the fourth one. Now we can see how things are unfolding given all that we see transpire in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, I said last time in my video that I did, it appears that the Congolese people have matured and have come to the place where they understand and they're realizing that unless we actually protect, unless we actually step up to take things in our own hands, then we will always let those who hate, those who wants to come steal and loot our country take over. And that is definitely not a good situation. As we see the elections unfold, we can now begin to understand who is it that is backing or behind some of the leaders or those who are running for elections. I mean, like I said, 20 of the candidates have already fallen way behind. Four of them have lined themselves behind Moise Katumbi, and there is another one who's actually going to do that. That's Denis Mukwege. So we have President Felix Tshisekedi Fachi Beton, and then we have Fayulu, we have Mozito, and then we have Katumbi. Denis Mukwege is going to come align himself with Katumbi. This is what the plan has always been. Because you need to understand the context here. What is actually unfolding in the DRC is you have the international community at large. They wanted to continue to do business as usual, or they were looking for somebody that they could easily manipulate, somebody that they could actually do their bidding for them, and they didn't find that individual or person in the person of Felix Tshisekedi Fachibeto. He stood against them. He said, no, if we're going to do business, it's going to have to be a win-win situation. You cannot come or use a neighboring country to come in and therefore loot our country. They said no. He said no. He said, let's do business. But it seems like they didn't want to do that. They would rather use Kagame. They would rather use Museveni so they can actually invade the country and use militia groups in order to kill and to destroy the eastern part of Congo. And that is not right. That's something that we don't want to see happen in the DRC. No longer do we want to see such a thing. So they have understood that message quite well. So what they have decided to do is, look, okay, because Felix is not actually working for us, listen, not working for us, because they want somebody who would work for them, not with them, but for them. And they have found such an individual in Moise Katumbi. Because Moise Katumbi is not Congolese, so they said, look, because this guy is not Congolese, so therefore he would not, if you like, have a passion for this country to bring it up to where it should be. And in dealing with Moise, they know that this man is going to work for us. You have the Soros, and you have the Clinton, and you have the Bill Gates, and you have the high-tech companies. What are they all looking for? They're looking for a candidate, somebody who will basically line up with them and will be able to work for them and do what they're asking him or that individual to do. And this is what we see unfold with Moise Katumbi. He has, if you like, accepted, and he's given their handshake to them to say, look, I'm going to work for you guys. And they said, look, we will support you. So we will mobilize the international media
vu
and social
avec un
media
numéro
in
3.
order to give the impression how things are happening in the DRC. So what they do is they are basically pumping all these images on the social media in the international community via all this media that Moise Katumbi and his, if you like, people are doing. So they're giving the impression that Moise Katumbi is doing some amazing work in Congo, which is not true. Once you see their images like this, like people are chanting, no, it's not real. These are images that have happened a long time ago when he used to be governor in the DRC, and they're mixing images in order to impress the people, and that is not true. You see, what is currently happening in Congo, a lot and most of us Congolese need to understand our country is really facing a situation that unless we actually do something about this, we will only have our own eyes to cry. Remember, Kagame in his place, you need to know that Kagame works for, not with, for the international community. They've used him to wage a proxy war in the DRC for the minerals. And the precious minerals that they do know that they need for the technology for the world to come. Now, all this transition towards green, renewable energy, it's causing them to want to have even greater control than that they've had before. And in order to do that, they must have a puppet at the head of the state. Whoever takes that leadership, whoever becomes president in the Democratic Republic of Congo has to serve these people. And that's all that they want. And I want all of us to be aware that unless we wake up to this reality, we would not win this battle. Look at the images that I've got in front of you. To your right, to my left, you have Denis Mukwege who's meeting with the Soros. And to my right, to your left, you have the Clinton with Denis Mukwege. So what they have done is they have mobilized all these people behind Moise Katumbi so that he can actually attempt, like I said, attempt because he cannot do it. But unless, but they want him to attempt to go and run for the elections. Now, they knew well that he's not Congolese, and Congolese people do know it well that he's not Congolese. But for some reason, I don't know, I cannot explain why, but the Constitutional Court have decided to let the man run. I don't know why, I cannot explain, but in later, maybe if I have more information, I will give you that information as well. But everybody, or at least 90% of Congolese, do know that he's not Congolese. Now, from the information we've had since 2 days ago, that the man, Moise Katumba, actually holds a Zambian passport. He holds a Zambian passport. How did he get his hand on that passport, and who basically helped him to get that? Now, the only reason, the reason why this came out first, because of the opposition leader in Zambia, who is actually mortified to see a Zambian national run for a presidential election in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, they know this guy Moise because he used to work with Chiluba. Chiluba, who used to be a president in Zambia, he was arrested for mafia and all of that. And Moise Katumbi was implicated in all of that, and he vanished. And then he resurfaces again in the DLC as Congolese. Now, all of these things have now come out because like I said, the last 2 days, they want explanation as to why he holds a Zambian passport if he's running for elections in the DRC. Now, I tell you, guys, wherever you are, this is something that you are to really want to know more about. Why is it somebody who's running to become a president in the DRC holds a Zambian passport? This is how do you explain that?
Les
Now, one of the
Lesonois
guys from his
vont
camp
vers son déroute,
said that
auront
he
pu se
had that passport
multiplier.
because of the
L'inébranlable champion du peuple, le numéro 3 de la
the
République,
works or the
le président
business
Moïse
opportunities he's
Katumbi
given to
est, après les
Zambia, and
élections,
as an
ce mercredi 6 décembre
a
2023, de
by way of
Kaina,
saying
dans la province
thanks
du
to
Kaina,
him, that's why they
pour la
gave him the
23e
passport.
étape de
But
sa
that
campagne
don't
électorale
hold, it doesn't
chirurgicale.
stand. How would
L'homme
that stand?
qui a une
How can you give?
résidence
So
dans cette ville
everywhere
du
this man
Congo
has
s'est dit
invested, has he
capable, à
received a
tous les
passport
peuples dans
like
leur
that?
langue,
I don't believe that.
débarqué parmi ses frères de
But it
quiconque,
has
qu'il
always been
attendait
said in the
avec
past that his
impatience.
mother was from Zambia and his father, he said himself, is from
Le
anybody.
raison forte
So we
qui
don't
fait que je vais
understand
rétablir
how, in the
comme
world, in the
Zambian
name
va
of I
avaler
don't know
plus de
what
12
he
kilomètres à
has
pied en
actually
parfaite complicité avec
become
la population
he's now
zambienne
running
du
for
meeting.
elections in the Democratic Republic of
Seulement,
Congo. But
comme je
nevertheless,
le
we've
suis à
gone past
Kinshasa,
that stage,
le
or we
Congo
might come
sorcier
back
a une
if
fois de
actually the
plus
law
manipulé
was to follow
et
this
que
up.
je
Then
vais
this guy
broder
is
dans
going to be
certains groupes
invalidated. He will
politiques
not be able to
tentés
run. But
par
I
des
guess,
violents jets de
given
pierre
where we
de
are at the
saboter
moment,
la victoire
he's not really
constitutionnelle
drawing
du
people
champion du
behind
peuple.
him anyway. They might
C'était
just
Sonko
let him
qui, avec
run.
le
But
frère
what I
d'armes de
need
Kikwit,
everybody to
qui leur
understand,
a
wherever you
envoyé
are,
50
you need
contingents
to
les
know
disperser
that we
comme des
have
bandes d'amis. Le meeting
a
s'était
potential
comme
a
prévu
candidate
avec un
who is
numéro
not
3 au
Congolese. That's
feu.
Moise
Tout
Katumbi.
cela.
We need to stand and tell our families, members, people that you do not to vote for number three. Candidate number three shouldn't be vote because casting a vote for number three, you're actually selling your country. We have suffered as a people and as a nation for many years, and we've had an opportunity to have at the head of the state a son of this country, of the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the person of Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo, Fachi Beton. He is somebody who understands the needs, the cry, the pain, the suffering of the Congolese people. And he's come into a position for such a time as this to lift this country from where it is and to give us the opportunity to take off and then become a great nation again. For that to happen, all of us need to come behind him, rally behind him, give him all the support that he needs. But for that to happen, we need to cast votes on the 20th of December. When you go to vote, vote for number 20. It is simple as that. I wouldn't be talking like this. What makes me furious is the simple fact that I don't understand how a Zambian can actually run for elections in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, I don't know. I don't need to be speaking like this, but I am right now because this is an insult. I don't understand it and I will never accept it because this would not happen in any country but in the DRC. So we need to rise, we need to stand and say no to the Soros, say no to the Clinton, say no to the Bill Gates, and say no to all the high tech that wants to come to the DRC in order to take away our country. This is not going to happen. So, just to wind this up, please, wherever you are, call your families, call